Hello everybody and thank you. It's nice to be here and speak to you something about Finnish judges education system. So my roots are coming from the Bernese mountain dog. I have a Bernese since '82. That's my passion. My passion breed is Bernese. I got my judge license '99 and I started judge course '97. So that tells that it's long way to be judge in Finland, and still I don't have any full groups. So that's the way how it is in Finland nowadays. And I think nothing has really changed after 20 years or during 20 years. The system is almost the same than it was 20 years ago. So I'm telling you how we are doing this nowadays. I'm not telling you that Finnish system is making excellent judges. But I'm telling you that Finnish judges are very well educated. So that's how it is. Yeah. It's not lack of education if they are not good enough. There's another reasons if there's something wrong. Okay, that's just a funny photo of my passion. That's not me. That's much older photo. First, something about Finnish Kennel Club. Our Kennel Club is really old. You know that in Finland we have 5.7 people living, and we have nowadays 146,000 members in our club. So our Kennel Club is big. And we have a lot of dogs in Finland as well. Many have talked about those stray dogs, shelters, puppy mills. I live in Finland and I have no idea about those because we don't have any stray dogs. We don't have any shelters. We don't have that problem because Finnish weather is so bad. Everybody knows that nobody's living on the streets, not even dogs. So in that way we are in a lucky country. We don't have that kind of problems. And another thing, the pedigree dogs are 80% of our dogs. And Bureau of Statistics just make some kind of calculation of Finnish dogs, all dogs. They calculated how many dogs we have in Finland, and correct number nowadays is 700,000 dogs. They send queries to the families and ask how many dogs you have, and that was the system how they calculate correct number of the dogs in Finland. And it's amazing that 80% of those are pedigree dogs. Everybody knows that we have a lot of breeds in Finland. If somebody make a new breed, it's right away in Finland. Finnish people are crazy, they want to something new, and they're importing new dogs all the time. So we have more than 300 dog breeds in Finland. And our Kennel Club registered more than 50,000 dogs each year. And Finnish people are really active in shows. Everybody knows that. They're traveling all over. We have a lot of shows in Finland. We have more than 200 shows per year in Finland. And 200,000 dogs take part of the shows, and that's the huge number. So shows are really popular in Finland, and I think that's why our education system is quite good, in my opinion. Because we have so many shows, we need quite many judges. Even our judges' number is not bigger than any other countries. And everybody knows that Kennel Club are nowadays quite well-known health and well-being of dogs, and that's primary concern also the Finnish Kennel Club breeding related rules and activities, like I think all other kennel clubs nowadays. And that's really important. It has to be like this, and we have to mention these things all the time to keep in mind. I have to say something about our judge club or Finnish Dog Show Judges Association, because I'm very proud of that. I'm nowadays president of this club. Paula Heikkinen-Lehkonen was former president last 16 years, and then Paula stopped, and I'm the new president. Our judge club is really old. It's already 40 years old. We have 182 judges in Finland and 164 members in our club, and that's a good number. Nowadays we have 18 all-rounders in Finland. And we are making conference, we are making meetings, we have education weekend for judges every year, and then we have another Kennel Club judges meeting every year. You have to be there. You have to be part of the meetings, otherwise they took your license away. We are collecting some money. We are donating also some clubs, but we are also giving scholarships for our members. If they want to travel, learn new breeds, they might get some scholarships as well. We have also a magazine, and we are doing very close cooperation nowadays with Finnish Kennel Club. Okay, one reason is that normally one of our board members is sitting Kennel Club committee, show and show judges committee, so it's very easy to do. Cooperation with Kennel Club. Even I know that be the president of a judge club is a heavy job. It's sometimes like throwing bananas to the monkeys. Comparing the breed clubs, it's much easier. It's much easier. Breed clubs are easier. You know how big personalities are there, the members in our club. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Then my subject, how to be a dog show judge in Finland. This is part 1. Before you can send application to judge course, you have to do this. So before you can send the application, you think you might be a judge, and you have to start thinking this. Okay, you have to be at least 25 and maximum 50. You have to be 10 years active in canine work, so we are checking that you have been members, one of the kennel club or breed club, at least 10 years. You have to be ring steward, you have to pass some breeders course, basic advanced courses, and these are all breeders always. If you want a kennel name, you have to pass those. And then we have this pass written exams from anatomy, movements, behavior, and some other things. So you have to pass also those. And then you have to ask the letter from Kennel Club, is it okay, I'm going to judge course. So then you can send applications to the Kennel Club. And because you have to do all these, because you can send the application, we know that you have some idea of general breeding strategies in Finland. You know the registration guidelines in Finland. You know breed-specific breeding programs in Finland. You should have sort of basic knowledge in doggy business before you can send the application. You know all our health programs, all those. We have a lot of programs in Finland, and we are following all of those. So now you have sent the application to Finnish Kennel Club, and our committee is checking those. Are you good enough? Is all parts filled in? Is okay? So then we choose the people who can come to Eye for a Dog test. We have used this test. When I went to judge course 97, they even used that in that time. We have used that many times. We have our last course ended in February, and we had about 100 people in Eye for a Dog test, and only 30 passed. So it's not very easy. There were very well-known breeders who couldn't pass that at all. So there we have 10 dogs, 10 different breeds, and you have to write something about anatomy, proportion, constructions, and movements. And judges are checking nose. What is your knowledge? Can you do that? And if it's okay, you can pass this test. And normally 30% pass this test. It's not really easy. Everybody thinks that good breeders are very good judges, and of course they passed right away. They are even taking invitations before they're coming to the test, and then they are so disappointed and they said, oh, this test is so stupid. But it's quite heavy. You have to know something. You have to have a good dog eye, how we call this test. And English Kennel Club visited our test last time, and now they have copied this test, and they're using the same test in England nowadays. So if you pass this test, we have an interview. We are checking your motivation and suitability. Last time, 6 persons couldn't pass that. They have some attitude problems. We don't need those personalities anymore to be judges in Finland. We have enough those. So you have to pass this well. And if you pass this test, then start the course. And there's always theory part and a lot of practicing. We are practicing all kind of things and going through all regulation rules, everything. I go through some of those things what they were doing now. And it's always organized by Finnish Kennel Club. It's only 3 or 4 years. It takes 10 days. And you have to take part all of those 10 days. If you miss one day, you go out. You have to be there every day. And what we are doing, I'm showing you the program of what they are going through on the judge course, comparing of dog welfare. I'm not telling everything what they are doing there, but all those things what they are doing for dog welfare, because that was my subject. So we go through these breed-specific instructions. I think most of you know these. So there's a list of breeds. We have to mark notes, check, and make reports of those if everything okay. That's the Nordic countries who have made these breed-specific instructions, and we have to report these. I give you one example. This is Great Dane, and PSA said, and we have to take very good care of the angulations, eyelids, feet, and behavior. And we have, when we are judging those breeds, we have to pull this list and check, did we have any of these problems in these breeds? And our kennel clubs are making some statistics of these. Sometimes it's not quite easy to make these reports, because if you have already judged the breed and then rings to give you the list that mark how many problems you have, and if you gave everybody excellent, so how you feel the list? Yes, I have a lot of problems with the eyelids and the feet and everything. So we should explain more beforehand why you are doing this and why we need this information and why we are reporting this. This is one example. We don't want the Great Dane in left side who has problems with the legs and everything. I don't know, it's another side. Correct type, but it's more fit for function, in my opinion. So these are the things we are also teaching our judge course, but what we are taking care of when we are judging as well. So breathing problems, weight, eyes, eyelid problems, bite, teeth problems, skin coat preparation, grooming, movements, behavior, and all those other things, what is handling and presentation. And even we go through these. Well, all those things, then you are hanging dogs, you should run with a loose leash, put them to the table correct way, all those things. Behave nice with your dog. Yeah, be nice to the dog, showing nicely. Those are the things. And we say that all judges should practice these things, because all dogs should be healthy and soundless. And if we notice something, we should mention those. We should put it always in our critics, all negatives as well the positive points. So that's why I'm always taking Bernie's bites very carefully. Is there any problems with canine teeth or something else? We have to mention these. If they're too short noses, there's some entropy and whatever. We are not doing diagnosis in the ring. We just put it in our critics. We are telling what's wrong, but we are not doing any diagnosis. You have to remember that. We are not vets. And even if you are the vet, then you are not doing diagnosis in this ring. Then you tell the people, go to the vet, this dog is not okay. This is quite a common problem nowadays. And you ask about those code things. What's changed a lot is how we prepare the codes. That's the one reason why all breeds looks different nowadays than they were a couple of years ago. When I started with the Bernese, I didn't own the blow dryer. I didn't own the tent or table, nothing, not even almost brush. Nowadays, you need a blow dryer, you need a table, you need everything to prepare your coat for ready for the shows. You need a special shampoos and all kind of things. Did you see any difference between these two dogs? Which one is better? Oh, correct, it's the same dog. But as you can see how they look different when you prepare a coat different way. And that's the important to know. And also we can place this dog who is not fully brushed, fully groomed. It's the same dog inside, just use your hand here. And that's we try to teach our students as well. Then we are going through all breed standards, or especially those people's breeds who are in our judge course in that time. And in some shows, even here, we don't have any even written critics. And in my opinion, every show should have a written critics. Because that's the way how we are showing the people what's right and what's wrong. We have put some faults and all those health issues there as well. So I like critics. Even it's easier to judge without those. It goes quite fast. You don't have to think so much, but I hope it still goes like that. There's still some young people who would like to learn, who is still reading those critics, and that's why it's quite important. And we are also practicing reading breed standard. We are also practicing how to do the written critics. We are using 2 days for that. And you think that they know, they have been rings there, but when we started, they were hopeless. So you have to start very early, how to start your critics. But when you practice this enough, then it goes quite automatically when you got the ring and when you got your license. You have to do that anymore. And then I like that we are using gradings. We have grading systems. So we are teaching that there's excellent dog, very good dog, and sufficient dog. And there's a reason why the different dogs are getting different prices. And you should remember that. And we try to teach them, and there's a reason why dogs are getting different prices and different gradings. So if there's something badly wrong, don't give excellent. You can, if there's something really bad wrong with the health or temperament, you can disqualify those dogs. I'll show you one example. This is one Finnish show, my breed. You know that we have the excellent, and then when dog is champion quality, we have CK. So excellent CK is the highest price, highest grading in Finland. So this is the one show shown 25 bunnies, and 24 of them has been champion quality. Is this possible? No. Something is wrong grading system. If somebody thinks that all these dogs are so good. So that's why we try to teach Finnish judges that there are some differences between the dogs and between the grading. So I think this is not a Finnish judge. I hope not. And it's not me, even there's my name. But this is an example how it sometimes goes. And then people think that these are excellent dogs. They have good dogs. They have only champion dogs. And then comes one Scandinavian or Finnish judge, well educated, and said, oh, this is not a good. You will get a good. And they're really mad. You are an asshole who's giving this good. And these are the good ones who's giving this excellent. Even the quality is not so high. And that's the point. And when you're reading those critics and checking those gradings, check the lowest ones, because sometimes those are the most honest ones. You can learn most those, not the highest ones. Then we go through the breed standards. This is the Bernese, old farming dog, old working dogs, pulling cart, bringing milk to the railway station. That's the purpose of the breed. It should be like that. Nowadays, it's also a very nice family dog. We go through whole standard. They're practicing with the living dogs. They're making reports of those. I always mention that, remember that colors are not very important with the ponies. For example, this dog, colors are not correct, but most problems are in eyelids and something like that. Go through the falls. I would like to see the ponies like this. This is my ideal type in full condition. Well prepared for the show. They should move like this. They should have head like this, nice dark eyes. And then some of these are getting only excellence. There's something wrong. These dogs are not able to work. So our students or judge candidates, they should see the difference with the anatomies. This dog is champion nowadays. There's 2 different dogs, but they have some anatomy problems, and you should know these, you should mention these. Then we go through some anti-doping system in Finland. We have a very heavy anti-doping rule in Finland nowadays. So we have 0 tolerance all kind of medication, and we are taking tests. Kennel Club decides how many times per year you are taking tests, and you never know which show they are coming and which dog will be tested. So there's always risk that you will be tested. And reason is that we think that if your dog is not okay, if he's ill, he's getting some kind of medication, his place is not at dog show, he should be at home. And that's the message to the breeders and people. Don't bring sick dogs to the dog show. Leave them home. Treat it well. And that's dog welfare as well. And if you go through this doping rule and then they decide it's your dog who will be tested today and they notice that the dog has got some medication, it's not allowed, so then they might take your titles away and you might get really heavy punishments from the Kennel Club. Might be that you are not able to show for next 2 years or something like that. So all that kind of things we are going through in our judge course. And then course is almost end, then we have practical test. And there they have to judge again different breeds and different dogs. And now we have 3 different breeds, and now they have to follow the standard. And they have to give critics, they have give gradings for these, and they have to place them. And we don't know who is doing the test. They have numbers, and then we're checking if everything is okay. And then they have also the written exam, and they have to pass all these. And if you pass that, then you are judge candidate. If you passed our judge course, you are not judge yet. So it's sometimes you think that you are judge right away. No, you have passed all those. Then start the last part. You have to go all breed seminars, you have to be training judge, and then you have to do the final test for your own breed. And if you pass these, then you are a judge for one breed. That's quite a heavy system. It was easier to go to university. It was easier to get my job from Tampere University or University Hospital Administration part. That was the heaviest part in my life. And I said, if I'm past that, I'm never going again. So it's quite heavy. And it goes like that. When you get one breed, it keeps going. Breed by breed. It's a learning lesson, and learning process keeps going the rest of your life. It's really slowly get new breeds in Finland. You are doing this breed seminar and training and final test with each breed. So that takes time. Most of the education is in Helsinki, so if you're not living there, it takes more time. You have to take off from job and travel a lot. It costs money. So that's why those are the lucky ones who lives in Helsinki or Helsinki area. And when the new candidates will be judges, that's the learning process. It's a very different thing, be a breeder and be a judge. So it takes time. Change your thinking, look at the dogs, not look at the pedigrees, not look at the names, not look at the handlers or breeders, just judging the dogs. And there's some responsibilities that those new judges has to take care of. They have to follow the breed standard, they have to notice the health problems and all others. They have to remember the soundness of the breed and everything, how it should be. And dog show judges, they have excellent opportunity to prevent unsound dogs and unsound breeding. That's very important. We have to remember that. When we have those seminars or our judges' education weekends, we have sometimes their vets with us, and they think that we are very lucky. Who else is checking 100 mouths per day than judges? So they said that we are getting much more information. For example, how are some breeds feed? They've never seen so many dogs in breed. So they said they should do more cooperation with the judges, not the other side. That they could get some information from us. And we try to explain all our judge students that we are not there pleasing people, we are judging dogs. And that's our business there. Then you can be good judge. Always remember the dog welfare.
So thank you so much for your presentation, Satu.
Thank you.